California isn't just sunshine and movie stars. Across the state, from the coast to the mountains, there are places where history never died, where the past still lingers in the form of whispers, footsteps, and cold breaths in the dark. Tonight, we're diving into 6 of the most infamous haunted locations in California, each with encounters so terrifying that even locals refuse to walk near them after sunset. Story 1. The Queen Mary, Long Beach, California. The Queen Mary is known nationwide as one of America's most haunted ships. Thousands of passengers passed through her decks, but not all of them left. One evening, a security officer was conducting a routine sweep near the old first-class swimming pool, an area long closed to the public. As he stepped inside, he heard wet footsteps echoing across the empty tiles. The pool had been drained for decades. When he turned around, he saw her, a young girl in an outdated swimsuit, dripping water, her hair sticking to her face as she stared silently at him. The lights flickered once, and she vanished. Records later confirmed the legend. A young girl drowned there in the late 1930s. Visitors still report hearing her splashing in the empty pool. Story 2. The Winchester Mystery House, San Jose, California. The Winchester House is a phenomenon in American paranormal history, a mansion built to confuse spirits. Staircases end abruptly, doors open into walls, and corridors twist in unnatural ways. During a nighttime flashlight tour, a couple paused near a narrow hallway that leads nowhere. From behind the wall, they heard multiple whispers, as if dozens of unseen voices were speaking just inches away. Suddenly, the whispers stopped. Then came 3 slow knocks, deliberate and heavy, followed by a 4th that shook the floorboards. Their tour guide immediately lowered her voice and said, "If they're knocking, it means they're paying attention to us." The couple ended the tour early. Story 3. Alcatraz Island, San Francisco, California. Alcatraz is one of the most notorious prisons in American history, but Cell Block D, the solitary confinement wing, has a reputation darker than the criminals who once lived there. A ranger locking up late one evening walked through the block to complete his final check. From inside the last cell, he heard heavy breathing, slow and labored, as if someone was standing in the darkness just beyond the bars. But the cell was empty. Every prisoner left decades ago. The breathing grew louder until the ranger felt cold fingers brush the back of his neck. He bolted for the exit. As he reached the doorway, a voice echoed from inside the cell. "Don't leave me here." He never returned for another night shift. Story 4. The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, Los Angeles, California. The Roosevelt isn't just a landmark of Hollywood history. It's one of its most active paranormal hotspots. Celebrities once walked its halls, and some may never have checked out. A hotel employee was doing a late-night inspection on the 10th floor when he noticed a woman standing at the far end of the hallway. She wore a long white gown, almost glowing in the dim light. Assuming she was a guest, he approached to offer assistance. But with every step he took forward, she took one step back, without turning, without moving her shoulders, as if she was gliding, not walking. When he blinked, she disappeared completely. Later, the employee recognized her from an old photograph hanging in the lobby, an actress who died nearly a century ago on that same floor. Story 5. The Bodie Ghost Town, Mono County, California. Bodie is a perfectly preserved Wild West mining town, abandoned, isolated, and frozen in time. But locals warn visitors not to take anything home from Bodie, because Bodie follows. A tourist picked up a small piece of broken pottery as a souvenir during a daytime visit. Nothing strange happened, until he returned home to Nevada. That night, he heard boots pacing across his hallway. A man's shadow stood outside his bedroom door, hat and coat clearly visible despite the darkness. When he turned on the light, the hallway was empty. The haunting got worse. Objects moved, doors slammed on their own. Desperate, he mailed the pottery back to the Bodie Museum with a note. "Please, take it back. He won't leave us alone." Step 6. The Whaley House, San Diego, California. Known as America's most haunted house, the Whaley House has witnessed tragedies, executions, and unexplained deaths. A visitor taking a late afternoon tour felt a sudden drop in temperature in the parlor room. Out of nowhere, a man wearing 1800s clothing appeared in the doorway, tall, stern, staring directly at her. He didn't blink. He didn't move. He just watched. When she gasped and stepped back, he walked forward and passed through her, leaving her frozen and trembling. Tour guides later showed her a portrait. Her knees went weak. She pointed at the man in the picture, Thomas Whaley, the original owner of the house. Dead since 1890.